Welcome to Talking Giants, presented by John Boy Media. I'm your host, Bobby Skinner, here with my co-host, Justin Pennick. Got ourselves a Ravens preview, and honestly, Justin, we got a football game to play, and I feel like people are forgetting. We have a football game to play, and if we win this game, which isn't like the craziest thing in the world, we win this game, and we're probably going to be in first place. We're probably going to end up in first place, so I'm excited. I'm not done on the season. I know everyone's like moving on to like, what should we do about Gettleman? What should we do about Jason Garrett? What should we do about Daniel Jones? I'm not done with this season, man. And the fact that Daniel Jones is back, most likely, gives me life. How are you, Justin? And I'm yelling right now.
We saw how quickly the tides changed after the Seattle game. You know, Bobby, you were throwing out some crazy lines saying, this Giants defense is a Super Bowl defense. And we were throwing out some crazy lines, and the thing that has kind of sucked the energy out of the season is Daniel Jones being hurt. That is the thing that has ultimately sucked the life out of this season, but it's looking like he may be back. You know, Jason Garrett's going to be back. Glad he's healthy, but if you've been listening to us long enough, you maybe know our opinions on, how just excited we are for Jason Garrett to be back or not excited. But regardless of how you feel about what the Giants have to do during this offseason, and if this guy's the answer, that guy's the answer, this guy's going to be here, that guy's going to be here, not be here, this football game is a very important football game for the Giants to win, because, Bobby, no matter what, no matter how you're feeling on the whole, whether you want the draft pick, whether you want this, want that, it would be really cool for the Giants fan base to play in a playoff game. And I also think it's kind of valuable if we believe in this coaching staff, if we believe in this coach, if we believe in some young core guys on this team, for them to play in a playoff game. I think that would be really cool. It's not valuable to win the NFC East. It's valuable to play in a playoff game.
It's valuable to win. It's valuable to win. I know there's rumors of like the Giants, make their decision depending on the only person who's saying Giants rumors about Gettleman and Garrett and stuff are people who are with like 30,000 followers. Don't buy anything. Don't buy any rumors until you hear Jay Glazer talk about it, Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport. Don't buy anything until you hear all that. And anyways, we're not going to focus on that. We're focused on a freaking game. Justin, first of all, this episode is brought to you by only one person, Cashport Ills. People are getting very creative with their names. How can you relate this to yourself? Cashport Ills.
I'm an ill person. I sometimes
talk about sometimes you got sick.
I was about to say sometimes I get sick, but also the kids these days, some might consider me a kid. Like, they call something ill that's really good. So I'm an ill person.
That's been happening for a long time, though. That's like, I think before my time they called things ill.
Really?
We need a listener who's a Cashport and just like, I love you guys so much. Here's a bunch of money.
That'd be great. An investor.
Who is Cashport Ills and how did he get here?
Well, Cashport Ills did invest $2 a month when he or she went to patreon.com/talkinggiants. There you go. There you go. So patreon.com/talkinggiants. You got a lot of fun things. You support us. You know the drill by now. Merry Christmas, Christmas Eve, Merry Chrysler. I'm going to get that out of the way. Bobby's not going to say it to you because he's a bad guy.
I don't like that you say it. I really don't.
I know
it's me imposing my will, but I don't. I like.
He's not going to say Merry Christmas to you because he's a bad guy. I'm going to say it to you all. And I hope you're having
You're
good Christmas
pushing my
Eve.
buttons.
Christmas Eve, Christmas. We are the only Giants podcast that I think is releasing an episode on Christmas. Now, is it because Bobby Skinner hates Christmas? Probably.
You're pushing my buttons. I'm about to just really give people the real reason why.
No one wants
I'm about to dig in some people.
Just save it for Simple Man Radio when you live stream and you talk every day at 11 a.m. Every weekday at 11 a.m. Bobby Skinner's going to be streaming on YouTube, and he's going to have his own little radio show. So he can talk about his opinions on Christmas there. Go subscribe, Simple Man Radio to YouTube channel.
Fact. All right. Daniel Jones is back. Daniel Jones and Jason Garrett most likely will be back. Most likely. Jones looks pretty good in practice. Judge has been saying things that would make you think he's going to play. And then also said like the plan is for Jason Garrett to be there Sunday. It's just different. There's going to be some type of he's going to travel separately. Those logistics. Do you think that they saw what Freddie Kitchens did last week and say, let's do a little more of that. Although the Ravens are going to play the Giants offense completely different than the way the Browns did.
Yeah, that's tough because the Browns are the team that has blitzed the fourth least in the National Football League, according to Pro Football Reference. And there has not been a team that has blitzed more than the Baltimore Ravens in 2020. Now, the Buccaneers blitz at an extremely high blitz rate. All that they did against the Giants was go after the quarterback, go after the quarterback, go after the quarterback. But that was also the game where we were most satisfied with Jason Garrett in terms of allowing Daniel Jones to take deep shots down the field. And this has been a point that I have said all season, even though, let's say there's a game where Daniel Jones is releasing the ball 2.5 seconds or less. Those have also been, ironically enough, the games where he has had the most air yards, and he's thrown the ball his deepest down the field in those games. So just because the Ravens are blitzing at a 43% rate, which is bizarre, I guess they're bringing more than five pass rushers or 5 guys that are going after the quarterback. I guess that's what a blitz means, right?
Wink Martindale, my guy.
So Wink Martindale, it's a guy that we possibly wanted as a head coach last year for the Giants. So just because there's a high blitz rate doesn't mean that we can't air it out. But also, Bobby, the cloud that's over my feelings about this game is that Daniel Jones is going to get hit, and I don't know if he's fully healthy.
Yeah, but like going into the Cardinals game, if they think he's good to go, let him play. My issue with the Cardinals games is when he sprained his ankle in the game, then they sent him out for the second half. If he's good to go, let him play. There's 2 games left. You're fighting for a playoff spot. I know that a lot of fans don't view it that way, but they are put in whatever sport you're in, and you're 1 game back in the division late in the season. You're not thinking about the way fans think.
If you win this game, you have a chance week 17. It may be partially out of your control if Washington wins this week, but if the Giants win this game, no matter what happens, they have a chance to win to get into the playoffs week 17. So the season's not over.
Yeah, no doubt. Here is, you mentioned that, Tampa blitz like crazy. The difference between Tampa and Baltimore is Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters. 2 really good corners that Baltimore has where it makes them be able to blitz a little more. Patrick Queen, he's kind of his own little Devin White. I know they're both from LSU, so there's a lot of comparisons, but I like both of those guys. They do have the corners, man. But like you said, you can't doing quick stuff. It's not going to be good. It's not going to work against this Ravens team. Now, you take some shots, and then it opens stuff up underneath. Like there was a curl in this last game, and it was in the fourth quarter. It's like, hey, this curl worked. You want to know why? Because the corner at the snap was bailing. The safety was bailing. It's like, okay, then you could throw a curl, but this, this press man, tight man, man coverage trying to jump routes. That's when you can't do these curls and stuff. So yeah, they're going to have to build in some of those double moves, deep shots. And I think you'll see Shep in the slot, which I actually want to save for later. Little teaser, but with Tate out, so you're going to have to take chances. You're not going to go. I don't think we're going to go into this Ravens team and play conservatively and win. Now, I do think they should run the ball like crazy. Run the rock. Try and establish that you can run the ball all game, like the way the Ravens do. Like no matter, they are a running team. They will run the ball. They're down by 13 in the second quarter. They're still going to run the ball. So I do think the Giants should run the ball, and that's where the Ravens have got gashed a little bit is in the run game. But when you are throwing, open it up.
You talked about back shoulder fades to wide receivers. I think Darius Slayton can make money. I mean, Darius Slayton has not been utilized in any way consistently. I feel like besides getting just those sideline throws, so designing back shoulder throws, back shoulder fades when you're playing a defense that is single high, that has 1 safety over the top, and it's going to be a one-on-one matchup, because that's what it's been all year, Bobby. These wide receivers have had one-on-one matchups, and granted, do we have the best wide receivers to go up and get a jump ball? Maybe, maybe not. But in more times than not, when Daniel Jones has targeted Golden Tate, deep down the field, when he has targeted Sterling Shepard in a one-on-one back shoulder opportunity, or when he has targeted Darius Slayton in a one-on-one opportunity, the ball has been delivered and it's been completed and it's been a big play. So replicate it.
Yeah. No reason to not do more. Like, that's a way. And I kind of forgot about it until they had the the offsides, and the Giants offsides play is run 20 yards back shoulder throw,
As it should.
and it's worked both times. Like, why not do more of those? Like, that's a great way to counter that press tight man. There's different ways to do it. Since we don't do it, back shoulder throws. We've seen that we could do it. Back shoulder throws, and then pre-snap or not pre-snap motion, at the snap motion. We didn't do that at all versus Arizona. While their corners pressed us like crazy,
I feel like we
couldn't
just
get
don't
off
do
the
that.
line of scrimmage, and we just didn't use motion. So use more motion, man. I mean, there is a path to victory against this Ravens team, against this Ravens defense. I know their defense is awesome. I love the way Wink Martindale calls a game. It's aggressive. This O-line's in for a big test. Like I said, they're going to get the piss blitz out of them. But man, with a defense like that comes opportunities to make big plays, and we just can't go into this game playing scared.
Yeah. I think the Tampa game is the best example as to how the Giants can win this game. I think it is, because going into that Tampa game, going into the Tampa game, I was like, this is bad. Like this, we need to just survive this game and prevent it from being a 3-touchdown, 2-touchdown loss. But then they went in there and the Giants had a great performance. Now we'll talk about the Ravens offense, very different from the Bucs offense, very different,
Yes.
Very different quarterbacks, but defenses are similar-esque in their aggressiveness.
Yep.
The secondary probably has a little bit more talent for Baltimore, like Bobby said. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to overcome it, especially if Daniel Jones is just not as effective and not as mobile, not as comfortable. Comfortable is the big word. Comfortable, I think, is the word of the weekend for the Giants offense. How comfortable are they doing what they want to do, or how comfortable are they going to be getting aggressive?
Yeah. You want to talk about their offense real quick before we bring Danny on?
Yeah, let's. I think it's worthwhile kind of talking about their offense. Yeah,
I know. I'm just, that's just called a transition. Lamar Jackson says he got from COVID is balling.
Yeah.
He's completing 73% of his passes. He doesn't have a ton of yards. He only has 513 yards in 3 games.
Well, he only has like 17 attempts per game. It's crazy.
He's averaging 9.2 yards per attempt, which is that number is bozo. 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And then running the ball, he's averaging 8 yards per carry, 253 yards in 3 games with 4 touchdowns. He's playing really well. He's playing back at that MVP level from last season. He's, targeting his, Hollywood Brown is getting more targets. Mark Andrews is getting his good stuff. And they have that 1-2 punch of J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, Rutgers' finest. So their offense is clicking, man. But like we did against Seattle, you don't go into any game scared of an offense because of the defense we have. And I think this is going to be a really fun game for Patrick Graham. Arizona, it was a little different, but here's the difference between Arizona and the Ravens. The Ravens are much more run heavy. We have that, like, we are a very good run defense. Like, I watch the Browns offense every week. Nobody played their running offense better than the New York Giants. And Lamar's not as accurate as Kyler. And he's more of, Lamar's more like, I'm going to go and run, where Kyler is like, sit. All right, it's not there, run. So it's going to be more decisive. So you can bait Lamar into mistakes more than Kyler. I think there could be some multiple turnovers in this game by this Giants defense. Having Bradbury back, them not having a true number 1 wide receiver, where you have seen the past, not last week, but Arizona, where with Bradbury, because they don't play him in man a ton, that they were like, okay, this is how we're going to get you off Hopkins. We're going to run 2 guys in the same area as you. You're going to make the right decision, and that's going to let Hopkins find holes against lesser defenders. So they don't have that true number 1 where Hollywood is, but he's the over the top speed type of guy. So I think Patrick Graham is going to have a beautiful game plan for this Baltimore team. I don't know if it works, but I think he's going to have something. He's going to have something cooking for this Baltimore offense.
Lamar Jackson is a crazy athlete. He's crazy with the ball in his hands, and there are some times where you're playing such good athletes and you're playing such good ball players that separate themselves. There's a reason why Lamar Jackson was an MVP last year. He separates himself where it doesn't matter what scheme you're kind of playing. He's going to make individual effort plays that are going to triumph what you have put in front of him. And here's ultimately the thing. I don't think this Giants offense is going to be good enough to keep up with maybe the 1, 2, 3 big wowzo, like did Lamar Jackson really just do that plays to move the chains, put points on the board, have an explosive play. I don't think the Giants offense is good enough to keep up with that, because they're going to need they're an offense and they're a unit that needs everything to go perfect, while Lamar Jackson does not need everything to go perfect. They have kind of the weapons to go to. I think Andrews is scary good as well. Imagine if he was actually on an offense that threw the ball, and he's still arguably a top 5, top 10 tight end in the National Football League. So not to say that the Giants defense is not going to have a good day, but it's just going to be as par per usual. The opposing offense is going to do just enough to come together, come with the W, and the Giants offense is just going to be behind.
Wrong.
We're
going to win. Yeah, I just can't. You know me. I'm a scheme nut, and I just can't wait to see what Patrick Graham has lined up for this Ravens team. I think you're going to see some more blitzes. I think you're going to see some fun stuff. On how they cover Mark Andrews, whether it's putting Peppers and being like, hey, Peppers and Blake, you guys play zone, and you just bracket Andrews all game.
Yeah.
I think they're going to. There's just so many things. Like, I think the better the offense, the better a defensive coordinator can be. Where we play Washington, it's like they're going to check down. They're going to check down all game. But Cincinnati, it's like, yeah, they're not going to score points, but it's not fun to watch our defense against Cincinnati. I think it's going to be fun to watch our defense play Baltimore. I really do believe that.
You mentioned this before, how if a team has a specific identity, like Cleveland, running the ball. I know Baker Mayfield kind of balled out with play action, and
we didn't have James Bradbury and Darnay Holmes.
Correct, but let me hear me out. Seattle, throw the ball deep. I mean, that's the telltale example. I'm thinking of even going back to Los Angeles. Los Angeles was so centered around the Rams, so centered around play action, pre-snap motion, getting guys in space, running the ball. When we played them in the early part of the season, when teams have had a very specific identity-centered approach, Patrick Graham has shut them down this year. And I think you brought up that point in the past. And if there is an identity that the Baltimore Ravens have, it is running the ball with their running backs and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah. Yep. And getting the ball to Mark Andrews. All right. Do we have anything else before we bring on Danny?
No. Important game. Be excited for it. I know, and I'm not telling you. I'm telling the world, and I'm even telling myself too, because it's been an exhausting year, and I can very much understand that. It's been an exhausting year for everybody, but there's only 2 games of Giants football left,
possibly
minimum.
Okay,
and enjoy it because if this is the last relevant game of the Giants this year, because if we do lose, I think, no, it's not over if we lose. But if we lose and Washington wins, the season is inevitably over. So
if we lose and Washington wins, yeah, the season is over.
Enjoy relevant football and enjoy a relevant football game. Because say what you will about a crappy NFC East, in years past, the Giants season has been over in the middle of November. And we're still at week 16, and we're talking about a team that has a chance to go to the playoffs. So that's at least one thing that I'm thankful for 2020.
I'm thankful for that too. All right, let's take a break and bring on Danny. Now welcome on Danny King. I know, Justin. I just wanted to put the whistle in. I wanted to put the whistle in there. We're now Wilson on. We whistle on Danny King, our weatherman, our trivia man. If he can't do it, most people can. What's going on, Danny?
Yeah, I mean, this isn't hard stuff I'm doing here. You could literally do this on any show, but I think we do it the best, and we're the first. No other show does weather because who needs the weather? All right, weather for this Sunday. It's football weather. It's classic football weather. It's gonna be cold, 35 degrees at kickoff. It's gonna feel like 32. It's gonna be mostly sunny. It's gonna be sun all day. Winds out of the southwest at 4 miles per hour. So it's not gonna be a windy day. No kick and drama should come of this game. It's gonna be cold though, so the fans. Does Baltimore have fans? No,
No.
they don't. They don't.
I was going to go.
But COVID said no. We don't want you to go. So it's gonna be cold for the players, but not cold for us. We'll be in a nice warm house on Sunday afternoon.
Danny, guess how cold it's going to be where I live tomorrow.
Oh, I was gonna mention that because I did see you post it. We also have to mention there's a fallen iguana warning randomly in Florida. We got to be prepared for that. So keep them eyes up for them iguanas. How cold is it gonna be?
36 degrees
Oh my god, what, dude? Jeez, how are you gonna survive?
with a space heater. Yeah, it's going to be cold. The iguanas, man, and we don't have a ton of iguanas where I am. Like,
Is that actually a problem?
Yeah, in South Florida. I'm in Central Florida, so it's not really like, we have iguanas, but it's not like crazy. But in South Florida, they're all over the place. We used to, like, when we'd be in South Florida, we would like they would be like in packs. They won't move. You can walk right up to them. They won't move.
Florida, something else. Only in Florida would
Unless
you have
you
to
take
deal
your
with,
scooter and then they'll move.
only in Florida would you have to deal with fallen iguanas. That's so Florida. I love it.
It's real deal. Real deal. Danny, what's your trivia question of the week?
So I started reading it out last week because I'm dumb and didn't realize. But this week's trivia question is: who holds the most interceptions in a single game against the Baltimore Ravens? It is present day. You don't got to go back to the 80s. Whenever it's present day stuff we're dealing with here.
Why do I feel like Aaron Ross had a really good game against the Ravens one time?
Bobby, what's your guess?
So the last time we played them was 2016 with the Odell Slant game. Trying to think of who had an interception. And then 2012 was the post Super Bowl year. I'm going to say DRC.
No, and unfortunately, it's not DRC. Justin was right. It was Aaron Ross back in Week 11 of the 2008 season. He had 2 interceptions.
Yep.
I believe he returned 1 for a touchdown, if I remember correctly. So Aaron Ross, good guy of the Giants. Ended his career in Baltimore, but I don't think he played much because I believe he got injured that year. But so Aaron Ross, everything comes in full circle. He started with the Giants, or he played with the Giants, and then he ended with Baltimore, but his career ended too early. So there's that. All that fun stuff. And now I do change my Zoom background every time we do the show now. I'm getting bored. So I want to give a shout out. Congratulations to Dez Bryant. He caught his first touchdown in 3 years on Sunday. Congratulations. I was happy for the guy. I was like, man, love Dez being back. Had the whole COVID dilemma, but he's back. But
So you're going to have a Ravens player as your background.
But see, there's a problem though. Yeah, he caught that pass. But by NFL officiating standards, he did not catch that pass right there. He dropped it. It's incomplete. It cost the Cowboys in the playoffs. He couldn't catch that one, at least by NFL officiating standards. Dez didn't catch it. Good for Dez, but he dropped that one.
Suck it, Jason Garrett.
Yeah, that's Jason Garrett's fault. How do you like that, Jason? Your guy didn't catch it.
Suck it, Jason Garrett. All right. Go ahead.
I don't know what I was going to say. I just said something.
That was low-key the downfall of the Cowboys.
It was. That right there ended Dallas. Right there ended them.
I mean, they went like 13-3 like 2 years later. So.
But they were still jokes. Like, they barely done anything.
They had a rookie quarterback.
A lot of talent. That team was so freaking talented.
Yeah.
And Jason Garrett squandered it.
All right.
Let's get into the fantasy draft. If this is your first time listening, you're nuts that you're coming on to our preview show this late in the year. Basically, is we take the 2 teams, we pick from them a fantasy draft from the the flex position, wide receiver, running back, tight end. I am in last place. I had 26 points last week with 413 points. I'm 114 points back. Danny, you had 29 points, and it's basically over for you. You need a miracle. You're down 53 points to Justin, who was in first place with 527 points. He had a 46-point outing last week, and it was very solid. Like, it wasn't like one guy took it over. It was like each guy was like 13, 12, 14, 11. Like, it was very solid, everyone contributing to your matchup, Justin.
Just very smart. We're talking Giants Patreon League. Danny King and I, we are in the finals, and the John Boy Media League. Bobby and I are in the finals, or technically Bobby's brother, because Bobby's brother manages the Sunnyvale Rejects. So
I need to win that because that's going to pay for our Cheez-It Bowl trip.
what if I would? Here's also the tough thing. I need to win it so I don't have to pay my admission fee.
Oh, it's
To what?
To the John Boy Media Fantasy League. I didn't pay it yet.
Well, you could just pay it directly to me.
No.
And see, also, there's no controversy in the Talking Giants Patreon Fantasy League. No controversy what at all. I won fair and square. Nothing wrong with it.
I couldn't believe that. Tell them that, and then we'll get into the fantasy draft.
All right, so we went to bed Sunday night. Chris Mickle won. He had Kareem Hunt. He needed to get like 5 points, and he won by like point something, or he won by a point. It was over. I was like, damn, all right, sucks. But you know what? I'm happy Chris won. So I wake up the next morning from a text to him saying there was a stat change on Kareem Hunt, which then brought us into a tie. And by tiebreaker rules, I was the higher seed. So I beat Chris Mickle to go into first place. I felt awful. But at the same time, I was like, yes, I won. My team's too good to go down like that.
A win's a win. A win is a win is a win. And I felt good too, because I don't have to pay you guys the extra, if it was a Patreon member won it, I was going to pay them $100, like just out of pocket. Now I don't have to do that. Now I just have to give you, I think it's like 3 people gave, so like $60. So
it's really rigged though. I mean, if you think about it, the whole point was so one of our Patreon members can win and they can feel really good about themselves.
Better luck next year, Patreon.
I guess this whole group's good at fantasy football. You guys are better than everyone at John Boy's offices.
In the John Boy Media League, someone took Chris Godwin 2nd overall. Okay, so they should probably just stick to baseball.
I liked it. You know, Julian Edelman had a high target rate, and he was out of the slot kind of. So taking Chris Godwin 2nd overall, a little risky, but I liked it at the time.
Stick to baseball, John Boy Media. All right, let's do the fantasy draft. I am first this week, Danny 2nd, Justin 3rd, and then we'll snake around. I'm going J.K. Dobbins 1st overall. J.K. Dobbins, he will get the carries. Even if the Giants win, they're not going to blow this team out, so which means the Ravens will be running the ball all game long. He gets their most carries every single week. He'll get some catches. He gets touchdowns. I was very tempted to take Mark Andrews, but I'm going J.K. Dobbins with the 1st overall pick.
I mean, the Giants' running defense is one of the best things they got. They slowed down Cleveland. They slowed down Seattle. I frankly don't remember the Arizona game because that was a snooze fest. I get why you're taking it because J.K. Dobbins is good, but it's a risk that I thought you were going to take Wayne Gallman with your pick, and that's why I'm going to take Justin. Hey, calm down over there. I am going to take Wayne Gallman because guess what? We don't know how healthy Daniel Jones is. Guess what? We don't know. I know you want Mark Andrews. That's probably why you're excited, but we just don't know how healthy Daniel Jones is. If he's immobile, Daniel Jones isn't a threat. That's a fact of life. Don't come at me. Wayne Gallman, he's going to get carries. You got to set stuff up for this Baltimore game. Give it to Wayne. Run Wayne one. Run Wayne one. Run Wayne run. We're going to win. I need to put Wayne Gallman on my back, and I got nothing to lose now. I'm down by 53 points. Wayne Gallman, let's go, baby.
I picked Wayne Gallman 1 week. I quenched the Gallmanized thirst, and Alfred Morris outgains him. Disrespectful. Justin, who do you picking?
Words are tough on Christmas. Give me Mark Andrews. He would be my number 1 player on my big board if I made a big board and I was a nerd like Bobby. He's the number 6 tight end in fantasy this year, while Lamar Jackson has like 17 passing attempts per game, which is wild. It's at 17 points last week, 13 points, 5 catches, 96 yards, a touchdown against Tennessee. Even when he doesn't catch touchdowns, he's still averaging over 10 points fantasy points wise. So give me Mark Andrews. I think he's the most reliable pass catcher in Baltimore when Baltimore technically does need a little bit more skill position help on their team, at least with wide receivers. And then it's snaking back to me. I was hoping Gallman would still be here, but he's not, which that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Marquis Brown, Ravens number 1 wide receiver. He's been catching some touchdowns recently. He's been relied upon. He's not great, but number 1 wide receiver for the Ravens. Can't pass that up.
Hollywood.
But there is a problem though. He was added to the injury report today. He has a banged up knee apparently. So who knows how healthy Marquise Brown's going to be? But it probably will work out in the end for you, Justin. because you're just a great fantasy picker. I've learned that over this 16-week season. Next up, Eric Tomlinson. That just made me laugh. I'm going to take, I'll take the Pro Bowl boy, Evan Ingram, baby. Come home. Come back to me. Guess what? He's going to have a drop. It's all going to happen. But I like Evan Ingram still. I believe he can make a few good plays this week. But, I mean, Baltimore does have a solid linebacker core. You got Patrick McQueen, who is a beast. Evan Ingram, I think he's good. I think he'll give me some points this week because I don't trust really any of these receivers currently.
All right, I'm gonna go Sterling Shepard, and I'll explain more of that later. Little teaser onto my Giant factor. And then I'm going Gus Edwards. I'm going Gus Edwards with my third pick. He is the backup running back in Baltimore. It hedges, and he gets carries every single game. So it's not like he's getting 4 or 5 carries and making the most out of it. He gets 8 to 12 carries in most games. And this is a game where they will be, it's going to be tight. So he's going to get his stuff. Great Rutgers running back, unlike John Hillman. I'm going Gus Edwards.
Who's up?
It's me. You don't know how tempted I am to take Alfred Morris right now, just for the jokes. Because I'll be honest, Dez Bryant, I can't pick him after I just literally clowned him a few minutes ago. You know what? Give me Alfred Morris. I'm taking the Giants this week, baby. I'm riding with them. Alfred Morris, once again, he's going to do carries with Wayne Gallman. Alfred Morris will give me points. That is a fact of life. Please.
Justin gets no running backs. Me and Danny both had you both running backs.
Gobble them up.
I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with that. Let's see. Let's see. Give me Darius Slayton. I think that makes the most sense. Golden Tate's going to be out, so that's one less deep pseudo target that the Giants have. Austin Mack is kind of a tempting pick to maybe get like a big play. I would like to see Austin Mack go up and catch a ball on the sideline, like have an opportunity to have a jump ball. That's kind of what he did best at Ohio State. But I can't pick Austin Mack when Darius Slayton's still on the board. Give me him.
Well, you have the next pick, so you can go Austin Mack.
Oh, no, I'm not going to go Austin Mack.
Take Eric Tomlinson.
I could. I also could go. I checked some injury statuses and statuses before this, but I think I'm going to go with the guy that's just going to make the most sense, and that's Willie Snead.
Yeah.
Just not putting up tremendous production this year. He's had some good games, but not going to go Austin Mack when there's a chance that he's only out there for rushing plays anyway.
That's smart. That's who I had next on my big board. Danny.
All right. I'll take Dez Bryant. He'll get catches. Maybe he'll get a touchdown. Who knows? But I don't like any of the other Giants options, especially with Tate being out. Like, there's no one else good to take.
I had Dez not even on my big board. How about that? So I am Miles Boykin or Austin Mack.
Got to take the Giant.
You got to go Giants, baby.
I know. I feel like I do.
Why not Tomlinson?
I have nothing to lose. Let's be honest here.
I'm going Austin. Yeah, but I play to win. Okay, like I'm not tanking. I'm going Austin Mack. Big game. All right, so that means I have J.K. Dobbins, Sterling Shepard, Gus Edwards, and Austin Mack. Danny, 53 points behind first place with 2 weeks left. But the fight is still on. If we get a playoff game, that is a third. That's an extra chance to take the win. You have Wayne Gallman, Evan Ingram, Alfred Morris, and Dez Bryant. When I say that out loud, it seems really bad. Justin, Mark Andrews, Hollywood Brown, Darius Slayton, and Willie Snead. All right, time for Giant Factors. Danny, you are first this week. Or no, I'm first. I have the first pick. I'm first. I'm going Sterling Shepard, man. With Golden Tate out, he has to come out big. And we're playing against a team that is so blitz heavy. Who is the best at double moves on this team? It's Sterling Shepard. Who's the best route runner on this team? It's Sterling Shepard. Who does Daniel Jones with an injury trust the most? It's Sterling Shepard. Sterling Shepard has to be a huge factor in this game. If the Giants are to play well on offense, it has to be on the hands of Sterling Shepard. He has to come up big. He has to be open. He has to be able to be trusted on third down, on first down, hell, even on second down. We need to get the ball to Sterling Shepard. Give him some shots downfield. He's been able to catch some contested stuff when it's there. Sterling Shepard, man, He's going to have opportunities against the way this team blitzes. Give him those opportunities, Jason Garrett, and let Daniel Jones throw the ball deep to Sterling Shepard. And let's get rid of the whip route. Okay, teams are sitting on the whip route. Let's get rid of the whip route. Let's turn that into a slant. Let's turn that into a skinny post. Let's turn that into a drag. Do something. But Sterling Shepard, man, I feel like you can have a good week. Sterling Shepard is my week 16 Giant factor.
I mean, you told Jason Garrett to do too much right there. That's too complicated for his tiny brain as an offensive coordinator.
That like everyone knows is too much for Jason Garrett.
Exactly, it really is. All right, my Giants factor is it's going to be Leonard Williams. All right, Leonard Williams, he was having a great year, but then randomly all of a sudden he just kind of disappeared off the radar. The Giants. You go back and look. I'm looking at stats here, all right? I'm bringing out stats. That's how serious I am about this Giants factor this week. You go back and look at the past 2 games when they played Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield. Kyler Murray had 44 dropbacks, and 13 of them were under pressure. Compared that to when he was kept clean, he had 31 dropbacks, with a clean pocket. Baker Mayfield, dude was barely under pressure. He had 8 dropbacks where he dealt with pressure. Compare that to the 27 with no pressure. The Giants need to get pressure on Lamar Jackson. I know Lamar Jackson, a little scrambly guy, he's going to run around, do stuff. But if you can get some form of pressure on Lamar Jackson, it may force him into mistakes. The Giants had to learn what they did wrong with Kyler Murray. But Lamar Jackson, like you guys talked about earlier, Kyler Murray, he does stay back there a little longer if he has to. Lamar Jackson, if he sees an opportunity to run, he runs. Get pressure on Lamar Jackson. Leonard Williams, we need you this week. This is such a huge game for Leonard Williams. I need to see something from him to prove that he deserves a contract from the New York Giants this offseason. Leonard Williams, my Giants factor this week.
Good one. Justin?
I think Blake Martinez could be an obvious one because if you want to talk about stopping the run and keeping up with an athletic quarterback, athletic backfield. But I'm going to go with Xavier McKinney. James Bradbury's probably coming back this week. He is coming back. He tested negative for COVID. Very happy. So that safety spot or that corner spot that was filled by Julian Love will be filled by Bradbury. We're going to have Yadam back, but Darnay Holmes is still going to be out. So exactly what we're going to do at slot corner, up in the air. Can imagine it may be a rotation between McKinney, Peppers, Ryan, just have a safety coming down and playing that slot corner. But I'm hoping Xavier McKinney is used more in the box and he's used more in the run game. He was used largely as a free safety last week with Julian Love on the outside. I'm hoping, maybe Julian Love goes back to that free safety role, that deep center field role. I'm hoping Xavier McKinney is used at the line of scrimmage, maybe when Peppers or Logan Ryan, they're covering their guy in the slot. This is why this guy was drafted in the second round. This is why he was highly touted at Alabama, not because of his ability to play the deep half, not because of his ability to prevent the deep big play. It was his ability to come up and make plays at the line of scrimmage and run over dudes, make impact plays. That's why he was drafted. So let's see it, Xavier McKinney. Let's see it how the Giants use him. Let's see Patrick Graham put a little confidence and trust in you to kind of contain an athletic backfield and Lamar Jackson.
Good stuff.
Honest question right now. Hang on. If the Giants, say this was a loser season like last year, would you want to see more Xavier McKinney in the Logan Ryan role? Honest question. Because it's a real possibility the Giants I'm not saying they will, but what if they decide to part ways with Logan Ryan to use Xavier McKinney? Because that's a realistic option. People love Xavier McKinney, but he would play the role Ryan currently is. So
what would you do with Logan Ryan? They can't.
I'm saying they're a loser. Like, give more of that snaps allocated to Xavier McKinney.
Like, let's say, I think Danny, and this is honestly a good question. If the season was mathematically over for New York Football Giants right now, would we want to see more of Xavier McKinney? And the person that he would be taking snaps away from is Logan Ryan, because most likely he is the guy that is not coming back next year. And that's not benching Logan Ryan, but they would just be splitting reps more. And I think I would say yes if we were mathematically eliminated.
It's just you can't take a really good player off the field.
If we were mathematically eliminated, I think that's Danny's point.
But you can't, as a coach, go and be like, hey, Logan Ryan, we're playing you less for the sake of – you just can't do it. It's one thing to do it for Antoine Bethea, who wasn't playing well, for Julian Love. But to take a guy like Logan Ryan, I just don't think you could do it.
I think Giants fans will be very mad this offseason. I don't see Logan Ryan being brought back. That's me personally.
Because where's McKinney going to go? Exactly. That's the thing. There's nowhere for him to go besides playing free safety. And I think that's criminal. If you're going to draft a guy in the second round where that wasn't his strength and that's not really what he played, you're going to draft a guy in the second round to play like free safety.
It'll be an interesting offseason decision regarding that.
Good. It'll be an interesting offseason podcast. All right, standings, quick picks. I am in first place. Went 5-3 last week at 73-46. The listeners went 4-4, so they dropped back. They were starting Sunday. They were 1 game back of me. They crapped the bed. They're 70-49. They're 3 games back. Danny, you went 7-1. Justin, you went 5-3. And Justin, you were 66-53. So you're 7 games behind first place. But Danny is 1 game back for not being in last place. So that'll be interesting. Got 9 games this week because we got a lot of national televised games on Friday and Saturday. Kicking it off with the Vikings at the Saints. The listeners went Vikings. They're trying to come back and win. The listeners this week are represented by Benjamin Skolstra, our Patreon member of the week. He's going Vikings. Justin, I know you're a Vikings guy. Who do you got, even though they lost to the Bears last week?
Yeah, I'm either going to want to try and finish in first place in this league, or I'm going to just tank it and finish in last. So give me the Vikings. Kirk Cousins has been scary good since the beginning part of the season.
Daniel?
I will be taking the New Orleans Saints. Once again, Kirk Cousins singing, dancing, horrible sight. But I do think the Saints are a better team. They played the Chiefs well, by the way.
I'm going Saints. Next game, they're just a better team. Next game, even though this is a playoff rematch. Bucks at Lions. The listeners went Lions. This is, Benjamin, he's playing for first place. I get it. But some of the listeners, they're like, Benjamin, you picked the Lions over the Bucks. I'm going Bucks. Like, are you guys going Bucks with this? Or are you guys, feeling ballsy?
No, going
Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks, but I don't hate the Benjamin pick. That's the Buccaneers almost lost to the Falcons. Let's make that perfectly clear. Let's make that perfectly clear.
Seems like everyone almost lost to the Falcons.
That is true. That is very true.
49ers at Cardinals. Listeners went Cardinals. Oh, man, I don't know. I'll go 49ers just because they took an upset. I'll take an upset. 49ers. But I don't have really any conviction behind this.
This game is so weird that it's going to be on Amazon Prime Video.
Yes.
That's odd.
That's on national TV too?
No, it's just on Amazon. This is an Amazon Prime exclusive.
Oh, that's bull crap.
Well, this is the future of Thursday Night Football. I'm pretty sure Thursday Night Football will be on Amazon Prime Video starting next season.
No, there's no way they won't have it on NFL Network.
It's not. They've only advertised Bucks, Lions, and then whatever the nightcap is. Yeah,
you can only get it on Amazon. I have Prime. Amazon Prime. I will share with you my username and password.
I got it for one movie and then I forgot about it and they charged me. That's bull crap.
Yeah, I have Amazon Prime as well.
I pay like $1 million for cable, and they're like, nope, can't watch the football. I mean, if I have NFL Game Pass, I should be able to watch it.
Maybe, but yeah, the future is Amazon Prime Video. Give me the Arizona Cardinals. They don't have Nick Mullins. He needs Tommy John surgery. That's wild. George Kittle will be back, so I know that'll help Justin.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah, it's confirmed. He'll be back for Saturday.
Big. So that's just picked up George Kittle.
That's massive for the 49ers. Absolutely massive. So yeah, give me the Arizona Cardinals this week, though.
Justin.
Yeah, I'm taking Cardinals. 49ers are just not good. Sorry, not good.
Dolphins at Raiders. 8:30 at night, prime time on Saturday. I'm on the Dolphins train, man. I love what they're doing. I really do. The Raiders are kind of falling apart. Marcus Mariota is probably going to start. And John Gruden did a fart. Look at me rhyming. I'm going Dolphins. Listeners are going Raiders. Justin, who do you got?
Is Tua and Marcus Mariota both from Hawaii?
Yep.
Wow. Give me the veteran Miami quarterback. Hawaii quarterback. Raiders.
That's a interesting pick. I'm taking the rookie Hawaii quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, but I need Marcus Mariota to ball out with Darren Waller this week. Please and thank you, Marcus.
Don't expect it. Marcus Mariota sucks. All right. He's a good backup, though. He is a good backup.
Better than Cole McCoy, probably.
Colts Mariota might be the best backup in the league. Colts at Steelers. Listeners are going Colts. I'm going Colts as well. I'm on the Colts train. I want to ask your guys' opinion because you're younger than me. What do you think about this Juju controversy with the TikToks?
I don't like that people didn't care when he danced on our NFL logo. Like, why don't people care? I don't care. The problem is they're losing. If they were winning, no one would care. But it's just an unnecessary distraction at this moment in time. Like, it's silly that he's going to stop doing it because, I mean, at that point, just stick with it. But, I mean, I don't hate him not doing it anymore.
It is a way to get children into the game of football. Like Juju Smith-Schuster should be the guy that hosts whatever game is being played on Nickelodeon. Like he should be the host because he is a child. What he's doing, it's childish. Now, whether it's wrong or it's good for the game because it's getting eyeballs on the game, but it is a childish thing to do. It is getting more children to want to watch Juju Smith-Schuster and the game of football.
Who are you guys picking?
Oh, Colts.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Colts so we can have Week 17 AFC North battle on the line. Browns Steelers for the AFC North title.
So here's my opinion on it. I understand everything you guys are saying, and at the end of the day, it's a logo. You know, like it's kind of silly. And if Juju wants to keep doing it, I'm not like this. Juju needs to stop doing this. But what blue check marks, what all these people forget is what it's like to be a freaking athlete and to be an athlete your whole life, like NFL players. Like that, your mindset is different than normal people. Okay, you go and you battle and you fight, and there's things that battle. Like so, somebody stomping on your logo and dancing on your logo will be taken as disrespect. That's the beauty of sports. Okay, you know, if David Ortiz would decide to do a dance on the Yankees logo, you know, Duke like. That's the beauty of sports is that of taking that and harnessing it. So all these people that are crying like, oh, it's just a logo. Shut up. Remember what it was like playing sports. And imagine someone dancing on your logo in the way you would go at that player. So it's cool that he's doing it. I don't care if he continues to do it, but shut up about it's these people need to get over it. It's like, screw that. This is sports, okay? This isn't dance competition. This is sports. If he wants to do all that, fine. But just know that it's going to piss off the other team dancing on their logo.
It's the boomer saying. And another thing, if Juju wants it, he should handle it the Chase Claypool route. Chase Claypool, I mean, like, they lose, and he makes fun of himself for what he does. Juju, he can make fun of himself. He's got to be right all the time.
Claypool is a genius with what he's doing, by the way. I actually watch his YouTube channel. He's a genius because that, like, being willing to go behind a camera like that and vlog your week as an NFL player, we don't get a chance to see that. And I know Trevor Bauer's doing it in baseball. There are some. I'm saying it's a smart marketing thing to do for yourself to make yourself more marketable. I mean, you can make bank with YouTube. You can make bank. You have, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. You get even more views because maybe people don't want to subscribe to your channel, but they want to see what life as an NFL player is like. And then you run your ads. I mean, he is making bank, especially on a rookie contract where you're not a first round pick. He's probably almost making as much. He can have the potential to make almost as much money doing that and that extracurricular stuff, making yourself more marketable than what he's doing on the field.
Yeah, I agree. Trevor Bauer is really annoying though.
He trolls it so well. He plays it so well. Like, oh, Yankees fans, vote for me in this contest.
Wearing a Yankee hat. I mean, people love that. What it is, it attracts. I don't want to just, it attracts childlike minded, simple minded fans. It attracts them.
You're pissing off a lot.
No, and I'm not even putting that as like a dig, but you're in the day in, day out stuff for baseball, or you're in the day in, day out stuff for football. It's like, we could care less if I didn't even know that Juju Smith-Schuster danced on our logo week 1 because, we're writing blogs, we're making videos, we're doing this, we're watching film, we're doing this, we're doing all these different things. We could care less. And a lot of the fans that listen to us who are in it with us could care less. It's the people that are just scrolling their Instagram timelines, getting their Giants news that way, that care about that stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. Everybody's a different kind of fan.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I do think like the players doing the behind the scenes thing is cool. I just think Trevor Bauer, even if he wasn't doing that, would annoy the crap out of me. I don't think I would enjoy spending time with him.
Well, Trevor Bauer used to be known as like the annoying.
Yes, it's more than this past off season. Yeah. That with Trevor Bauer.
He's going to be horrible if he ends up with New York media.
I can't wait. I cannot wait for the crash and burn with Steve Cohen. All right. Panthers at Washington. And I've already seen some people be like, hey, why don't you stop tweeting and sign somebody? Just love it. I love it. Eat them alive, New York. Panthers at Washington. Listeners are going Panthers. I mean, I have to go. We have to go Panthers. We're playing for the playoffs. I'm going Panthers.
If you don't choose Panthers as a Giants fan, I think you're, I don't know, drunk.
Daniel okay. Justin, you're on Panthers too.
Yes.
Please, Teddy Bridgewater, we beg you.
Unless you're a jinx, unless you're a sports bettor and your bets are jinxes, then bet Washington.
Yes, please do. And maybe after the game, they could send Dwayne Haskins to a Lady of the Night's house.
Is he playing, by the way?
I've seen Mike Garafolo said Alex Smith looked good and he's tracking the play Sunday, but then Adam Schefter said the complete opposite, that Dwayne Haskins is tracking the play Sunday.
Tough.
One has to be right.
Rams at Seahawks. Listeners going Rams. I know the Rams have been historically pretty good, versus Seattle with Sean McVay, but I just feel like Seattle, they're fighting to get that 1 seed. I'm going Seattle. I just think Seattle's a better team, and it's as simple as that.
I agree. They're home. Got to turn it around. Russell Wilson's got to get hot as the season ends. So yeah, give me Seattle.
Danny?
They lost to the Jets, the Rams. I can't pick them this week. Give me Seattle.
Yeah.
Good point.
Eagles at Cowboys. Listeners are going Eagles.
Who do we need to win?
Yeah, what do we want?
We need the Cowboys to win because we have to beat Dallas pretty much for us to make the playoffs. We do have to beat Dallas week 17. So we want them to win that way, because if we tie with them, we will owe the tiebreaker for them if we win.
Yes.
So we want the Cowboys to win, and I'm going with the Cowboys.
Come on, Ginger, the redhead. Let's go, baby.
I want the Cowboys to win, but I picked them to. Whenever I pick the Cows, so this is my omen coming in. We don't believe in that though, Bobby. Whenever I pick the Cowboys, they have lost. So I'm picking. No, wait, what? I'm picking the Eagles.
And then Tennessee at Green Bay. Listeners are going Packers. I think the Titans are going to win this game. I think the Titans realize they need to get their crap together for a playoff run. I'm going Titans, man. Tannehill is going to the Packers, I think, have only beaten one winning team this year. I saw a stat of that. I think the Titans will be there blow for blow with them, and I think Derrick Henry will finish it off. I'm going with the Titans. Justin.
Titans have played some good teams this year. Is this a primetime game?
It is Sunday
I think it's Sunday Night Football.
Oh, nice. Yes. I love the Titans so much. I love Tannehill. I want whoever's working with Tannehill to work with Daniel Jones. I kind of want to be different. No, give me the Titans. I love him so much, and I love fading Aaron Rodgers when I can too. He's been really good this year, though.
I'm gonna take the Packers to win just to set myself apart from the pack on this one. But I love Tennessee. Derrick Henry, love him. AJ Brown, love him. Will Compton's haircut, though, good Lord, what the heck happened with that? I don't have the greatest of hair, but God, it's horrible. Like the Titans Twitter account trolled him. They added him on the injury report with haircut as doubtful for Sunday.
Wow. That's disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
All right. Guys, Giants versus Ravens. Danny, what is your score prediction?
I mean, we got the Giants lose on Sunday. The dream's over. I'm hoping Daniel Jones is more healthy than he was last Sunday. If Daniel Jones doesn't have the confidence to run, we lose this game. It's as simple as that. Giants win. I don't see it being a high scoring game because Jason Garrett's probably going to be back. Or is he? Are they pulling the fake with us like they did in 2017 with Mike Sullivan and Ben McAdoo? Ooh. But Giants win. I'm going to go 17. No, that's 21. That's 17 to 10.
I love it.
Justin?
Ravens 26, Giants 16. Season ends. It's gonna be sad.
The season will not end. I feel good. I really do. I feel excited. I get they're a good team, but I just feel excited. I don't know why. I don't understand why, but I just feel good. I have a good feeling going into this game. I have a good feeling that this team doesn't have quit in it. And maybe the Ravens overlook us a little bit. I don't know. I know they're fighting for a playoff hunt, but I feel like this team is ready, man. I feel like they've had 2 losses in a row. We came off the high of the 4 straight wins. But I feel like this team is just ready to shock the world again. And I'm going Giants 77, Ravens 0. Giants will be in first place. Sunday night, we will be a first place podcast. The next time you listen to this podcast, we will be a first place podcast. Giants 77, Ravens 0. We'll see you then. You'll be hearing Sweet Victory. Until then, let's go Big Blue.